Hey everyone, it is Guzzler Reviews. We are here in Great Falls, Virginia, and we are taking a really quick look at the 2022 Jeep Grand Wagoneer. This is a really interesting vehicle. It comes in at just a smidge over $100,000. What, a Jeep for over $100,000? What could possibly be going on here? I think as we take a look at it, you'll see that it's well worth the price tag. Let's get into it.
So what is Wagoneer? Wagoneer is going to be Jeep's new luxury subdivision of vehicles, which is going to include this and its little brother, the normal Wagoneer, which that means there's not going to be much Jeep badging on this vehicle other than maybe the iconic grille. But if you have a very keen eye, you will be able to find the Jeep logo on several places around the vehicle. The first one of those Jeep logo appearances is right here on the side of the Jeep Performance LED headlights. The next one of those Jeep badges is going to be found right below these massive wind mirrors, right here on the side of the vehicle. This one is the hardest to spot, as it is the same as the body color, and it's just a little bump on the side of the vehicle. The next one of these Jeep logos is going to be here on the tail light. This was actually the first one we were able to find because this is a very common place that manufacturers have been putting their logos now. And the last of these Jeep logos is located here on the windshield of the vehicle. And just below that, there's a little Easter egg. The outline of the vehicle is here in the dots around the bottom of your windshield. And me and Jake were talking about if we think it's a coincidence that we were able to find exactly 7 of these Jeep logos, being that they are always known for their 7 iconic slots in the grille. Now, we do not know if there are only 7, but we were able to find 7, and if that is the case, that could be a really cool little Easter egg. Let's start at the front of the Grand Wagoneer. Of course, one of the most prominent features is going to be the iconic Jeep 7-slot grille going across the front. And just above that, you can see the large Wagoneer badging. This really helps the vehicle drive home its luxury focus. Of course, you also have a lot of cameras on the front of this vehicle, including this one right here, which has the little sprayer beneath it to wash it. Of course, you have the Performance LED headlights, as well as fog lights down below. And as you move down the vehicle, you will find these large chrome tow hooks, which kind of help with the Jeep's off-road functionality. And under the hood of the Grand Wagoneer, you will find a 6.4-liter V8 engine.
Now you all join us at the side of the Grand Wagoneer. Let's take a look at some of the key features, starting with these 22-inch rims. They are absolutely gorgeous, really complex, beautiful rims. I am a little worried about how they'd hold up off-road being so large. However, this vehicle has plenty of systems to help you off-road, and you have 10 inches of ground clearance right here. You are getting that legendary Jeep off-roading capability. Fantastic badging down here. I just pointed out because it has this really great metal tactile feel to it. It's really sturdy. And in addition, you have the American flag. This vehicle is built in Detroit. You have huge wing mirrors right above that. The wing mirrors are interesting. It has a manual blind spot mirror in addition to the electronic blind spot warning. I haven't seen the combination of those two. However, this vehicle has them. It also has a camera coming off the wing mirror. Lots of cameras scattered around the entire vehicle, which is really going to help with the size.
Now, one thing Jake mentioned about this vehicle is the 10 inches of ground clearance, which might make stepping up into the vehicle a bit hard. That's why this comes with the power run-in boards. If you take your appropriately sized key here and unlock the vehicle, you will see the run-in board will deploy. Now, looking at the side profile of this vehicle, you can see just how large it is. It really commands respect on the road. Of course, you do have capless fuel, and this does take 91, which is very interesting to note.
At the back of the Grand Wagoneer, we have that same great badging. Again, no Jeep badging back here, but you have this great Grand Wagoneer badging. You have 2 cameras back here. One's gonna run the electronic rear view mirror. Another is going to just be your normal backup camera, and both of them have little sprayers on them, as we saw up front. That's great if you're taking this vehicle off-road or the cameras just get grimy over time. That's a really nice feature to have. You do have some off-roading badges. You have a Series 2 badge. That denotes the trim level for the Grand Wagoneer. So there are several series. This is Series 2. This one comes in at about 100 grand, but you can get this thing well up to 120 grand. In addition, there's not too much of a flashy back here. You don't have a separate opening rear window, which is something I would have liked to have seen. Other than that, they did a nice job. It's very square like we kind of saw at the side. So just take that into account if that's a like you look or not. So guys, as I mentioned, this is just a really brief first look. Please give this video a thumbs up or something. Let us know that you really like it, and we'll try to get our hands on a Grand Wagoneer to do a more in-depth review. Now let's take a look at the interior. The interior is exquisite, to say the least. It's a $100,000 vehicle. It feels like $100,000 in here. You have excellent leather that we have seen on other Stellantis products. Craftsmanship is excellent. The choice of materials is just perfect. You have wood, metal, leather, all nicely laid out that create this really rugged, great look for the vehicle that really fits it. You also have like Alcantara on your pillars and this excellent sort of brown and black contrast stitching. It makes for a really interesting place to be. You have the perforated, heated, and cooled leather seats, which are very comfortable. And in addition, you have all sorts of neat little storage cubbies around here. Up in the front, there's a minimal use of piano gloss plastic. One thing I want to tell you about is the screens. In the top trim of this vehicle, if you combine all of the screens, there is over 75 inches of screen space. That is insane. You have this massive Uconnect 5 infotainment screen and a smaller screen right below it that controls sort of your air conditioning and your seat controls, and that screen will actually rise up to reveal charging and a place to store stuff. If you get pulled over, a police officer is not going to know to look there unless he's seen this video. Now in the back of the vehicle, many things to mention here. First of all, you have this big screen. It's absolutely massive. It's probably the biggest second row screen I've seen, at least for a climate control perspective. And that's what it primarily serves as back here. So that is really interesting. In addition, just continuing this massive center cubby, you have a center storage area that you can open up, and it goes really deep down there. There's also storage underneath here. I mean, you can fit so much stuff in this vehicle. You have cup holders with a phone holder and all of the little nubs that we love to see. In addition, you have two USB-A ports, two USB-C ports, and a full household outlet back here, along with climate vents. Other amenities include the gigantic panoramic sunroof, but that's not it. There is a second separate sunroof for the third row, which is really crazy. The seats here are just as comfortable as up front. One thing I forgot to mention about the screens up front is the startup is instant. It is the quickest startup of a screen I've ever seen on a vehicle. We finally have screens comparable to smartphones. It is incredibly impressive. The second row has plenty of legroom. That's not a worry. Overall, they did an excellent job. All right, guys, this is a 3-row SUV. It's a YouTube video, so you have to see me climb into the third row. To do that, all we're gonna do is hit this button on the shoulder of the seat. It goes forward super easily. Getting in, just step up and in you go. I'm 6 feet tall, and as you can see, I can fit back here with plenty of room and plenty of headroom. You can easily fit, probably 6 adults in this vehicle. You could do 7 because it's so wide right here in the middle. We have some great amenities. As I mentioned, we have a separate sunroof just for the third row back here. We have a camera system right here that watches everyone in the back. It has a night vision function, so you can watch all of the kids back here and keep an eye on them. You have air vents back here. In addition, you have a seat rest. You can move the seat rest back and forth with power. And you have a USB-A port and USB-C port. One thing that really impressed me about this area is how padded the armrests are, and you even have cup holders with the little nubs. They really knocked it out of the park back here, and this area feels huge because of those gigantic rear windows.
Now we know this was shorter than our usual content, but we had a very limited time window to work with this vehicle, but we just had to get this amazing vehicle out to the world. Now it is worth over $100,000, but trust me, it is well worth that price point. With a large, luxurious exterior with an interior to match, as well as some of the best tech in the game, this vehicle is worth your money if you have that money to spend. If you like this video and more videos like it, be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.